What up, what up? It's your boy Phato, last name Uchiha, Sasuke the GOAT, and we are back with another video. And in this video, we got episode 165 review. But before we go ahead and get into that, I just want to say, if you are new, and I know you're new because it's a new channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy. On the road to 100, technically 100K, but that's beside the point. Let's go ahead and get into this review. At the very start of the episode, we got to see the wrap up of Amoy and Deepa, like a small continuation on where we left off, where 164 showed us. And you know, the homies of Amoy got murked and whatnot, you know, but he was able to stay alive because Deepa a man of his words, you feel me? Like, he was like, yo, if you tell me where he at, I'll let him live. They told him, he killed them, like, he's savage. But anyway, after finding out who had it, who being the Hayes village, he went ahead and left basically to catch up to the people that's heading there, because he trying to catch them on the way, murk them, because you know he gonna murk when we kill everybody in their sights, take the Hashirama cell and dip. But there's one thing that Deepa said that's kind of ringing in my head, like, I don't know why, is when he was like, they just wouldn't stay in a place, or they need to stay in a place, or something like that. He said after finding out that the Hayes village had it. Kind of curious on whether or not they have some ties to each other, or maybe something like that. If you know, because I don't know, drop that comment down below. Let me know what you think. But moving on, now Boruto and the others catch up to the third brother, who has another forbidden jutsu that essentially catches anyone or anything that's around in the surrounding area, and like some sludge type substance or some crazy shit. And that substance itself kind of acts like quicksand that basically takes whoever's caught in it into the afterlife. That's seemingly how all they jutsus work. They taking something or someone to the afterlife. Like, they really bought that. But anyway, and your boy Boruto gets caught up in the, what I'm going to coin, the forbidden sludge jutsu, but he gets caught up in the front, because you know that's just what I've boiled down to be about one of three reasons. One, that's just Boruto. And Boruto be doing Boruto things. And when I mean Boruto things, it just always seem to be stuff like that. It just be pure bonehead. It's that Naruto in him. He just always end up in a situation that seem to be the worst out of the group. And that's exactly what this is. Like, he's in the worst position out of the group at the very front. But me saying that is going to lead me into reason number two, which is, of course, they had to put him in the front because him being in the front puts him in the most sense of danger. Because the closer you get to the caster of this forbidden sludge jutsu, the faster you are sinking inside of the sludge itself. Which you hearing that can probably just let you know that that's a pretty bad situation, especially with Konohamaru over there just looking. Yeah, okay, Naruto be on that ass. But anyway, we're going to move to reason number three, which is, you know, they gotta go ahead and get that dialogue between the villain and Boruto to go ahead and set up that backstory. Like I told you in that last video when we went through the previews of 165 to 168. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave that in the description down below. But I told you that Boruto gonna spit that talk no jutsu, dog. Like I told you, bro, he gonna spit that talk no jutsu that got passed down from the last generation, which was Naruto. But anyway, that takes full effect when he get to asking why they end up just throwing their lives away with all this forbidden jutsu that take their lives and shit. And then that leads you to a flashback. And in this flashback, it basically just gives you the backstory. We catch a glimpse of the four brothers inside of a forest in conversation and shit. And this is before they even got close enough to get the Hashirama cell. They just taking a break inside the forest. The brother pop out a peach and shit, and they get to talking about this big old peach tree, where they came from, and they let you know that they came from an orphanage, basically telling you they grew up poor, trying to get you to have a little bit of sympathy for these little four brothers and whatnot, because they all dying, knocking off like one by one. Anyway, then they got to talking about how they planned on going back to the village. But this is when it gets a little bit weird, because it's like almost as if, to me, they really went into this mission planning to die. And you'll see why I say this in a few. But in that same flashback, you catch the brothers sharing a peach after they cut it into 4 slices, because it's 4 brothers. They get to talk about heading back to the village. But right after that, one of the brothers says, if we all make it. Almost as if to me, they literally plan on dying. Like none of them plan on going back. It could be one of them, two of them. They don't even know. They just going out preparing to die. Literally, any chance they get. Like they're talking about this shit in a jokingly manner. Like the other brother comes up to him after he says that and says, well, you might not even get your turn. And I'm just sitting here like, well, what the hell? Y'all are this eager to, like, it's really crazy to me. But imagine how Boruto gonna act when he hear that shit. Like, this coming from that old era. That era where, yeah, we will die for our village. Like, they don't play. And in that same sense, it's like, I guess you get to see the resolve of these four brothers. Like, their will to complete their mission at any cost was literally on point. Like, there is literally no better definition of a shinobi, bro. Even though, in my opinion, they a little misguided, because I'm like, damn, y'all don't know no other jutsus that y'all want to try to fight with before y'all resort to, you know, this forbidden jutsu. Like, I guess it's kind of effective, though. You just get to catch them off guard, off the rip, like, aha, forbidden jutsu, y'all gonna die, bitch. But it's like, you know, there's other releases out there. Wind, water, fire, like, pick one before you go to the forbidden. But alright, I feel you. But the resolve is strong. It's like any chance that they got to throw away their life, they did that shit with no hesitation. Like from 1, 2, 3. We ain't see the fourth brother release his forbidden jutsu, because I'm sure he got one too that he just anxious to use. But they do that shit with no hesitation, bro. From the very first brother we see, Yaruga, that gave his life to open the gate to get his brothers inside to get the Hashirama cells. Remember, that mansion had a little barrier. If you touch that shit, you was basically dead. You feel me? He used his forbidden jutsu that opened up a gate to get them on the inside of the fucking barrier to get the Hashirama cell. No hesitation. Brother number 2, Yuga, who gave his life in another forbidden jutsu that basically called something from the other world. It was supposed to stop Boruto and the others, but that obviously didn't happen the way he thought it was going to happen. It just stalled them. And now he's basically dead for no reason. And now this third brother, who is just as eager to throw his life away, to literally stall them. He has no intentions on killing them. Like, he literally says this later on in the episode. Like, his whole plan is to slow them down so his brother can reach the fastest route from then on to the Haze Village. And it's the way that this jutsu works also. Like, this forbidden sludge jutsu literally kills the person that's casting it before it kills anybody else. And the only way, from my opinion and the knowledge that I've seen in this episode, to take anyone with you would be to be right next to the person that you trying to take with you. Like, they shouldn't be 20 to 40 meters or 40 feet, whatever, away from the jutsu caster if he trying to kill everybody. And that's basically what Boruto, Konohamaru, Sarada, Mizuki, they're all so far away from him. Like, the closest one to him is Boruto. But once again, man, that just hints on their resolve. Like, the resolve of them quadruplet, however you say that shit, brothers, is mighty strong, man. I ain't gonna lie, they pretty decent. But anyway, with them being caught up in the sludge and whatnot, that gives that time for that talk no jutsu to commence. You start to see a little bit of the brother pleading his case. And I mean, I won't really say pleading his case, but it gives an outlook and perspective of there being a bunch of starving kids in the village and they're trying to complete this mission to save them, not really knowing what the Hashirama cell is though. Like, that's kind of blind. You trying to get this to save them, but it really ain't gonna save nobody. To be honest with you, it might kill a lot more people than it will ever potentially save. Because as we seen episodes prior to this and way back in the Naruto universe, everybody ain't built for that Hashirama cell. Like, that's just how it is. It's too strong. But the way it's laid out in the episode, that's probably what the village people who gave them this mission laid it out to them as. Like, they sold them on this dream of they gonna save them being these starving kids that's in the village, as long as you complete this mission, like, you'll be heroes. And that in turn probably got these brothers really doing whatever they can to complete it. But in Boruto's way of seeing it, and in his own words, he basically said they're being ordered to go and die, which I ain't gonna lie, really looks like it. But then he goes to say how messed up it is, and in my opinion, I like that kinda because it's starting to give him this reality check, like everywhere ain't like Konoha. This gives him a true encounter of someone from another village that gives him insight on how some of these other villages are living that are not wealthy. We know Boruto ain't never starved, especially not as the son of the damn Hokage. But here he is going up against somebody who is basically telling him that that's how they live. Him and his 3 other brothers. It's like, I gotta admit, I don't personally care for like the entire episode. I really had to watch it twice to be able to get this review out. But this is a new channel and I'm trying to get in shape, you feel me? So, you know, gotta work on the craft, and this is a good way to flex them muscles. Them review muscles. But I say that to say that even though I don't care for the episode, I'm still enjoying Boruto getting introduced to this dark side of shinobi living, since he himself wants to become like Sasuke, which is basically the Shadow Hokage. He's learning, like, slowly but surely. There's some fucked up things going on out here in the world, but that's what I want, bro. That's what I'm ready to see. I can't wait to see the point where the mature side of Boruto come out and that shit finally click. I just hate they gotta draw that talk no jutsu for a whole damn episode when they had plenty of other things that they could have showed us, to be honest. Like, they could have even fleshed out that flashback a lot more. But moving back to the episode, after hearing all the hardships, we learn that the jutsu, like I said earlier, basically kills the creator first. But we start to see Boruto be like his father, the bonehead, and he starts to dial up that talk no jutsu a few levels. He finds out that the brother just wanted to buy time. Once again, like I said earlier, sees that he's on the verge of dying and does some Boruto shit. He closes the gap. Once again, the caster dies, so he's basically like in a center. He goes down quicker. He closes the gap, going right to the heart of the jutsu, or as close as he can possibly get, because it's tugging at him. It's still a struggle. After being told so many times, don't do it. Like, I honestly, to be real, I don't think I've ever heard Boruto's name in an episode more than I've heard that shit in this episode that we just watched. Like, what the hell? I can't lie. When he did that, I'm thinking we about to see some karma action, some Jogan activation. But no, he just did it with no plan, just to end up getting saved by Omoi, somebody who just got his ass whooped and his homies killed right in front of him. He just went through a tough time his damn self, and he just popped up and randomly saved them. Like, what? Come on, man. You could do better, man. Come on, man. But basically, once he pops up, he lets them know, like, yo, Deepa whooped the ass and ran away. He's going after the Hashirama cell. And the last brother has the Hashirama cell. So with all of them hearing that, including the brother that's there with the forbidden sludge jutsu, Boruto like, yo, what you gonna do, bro? Your brother about to get chased and hawked down by this serial killer, basically. And you sitting here holding us up with the sludge? You gonna let this shit go and we gonna ride out or what? Like, man, that's exactly what the brother does. He lets the jutsu go. They have a little dialogue. He let them know, like, yo, I don't trust you. And then dips off in the direction of his brother. Boruto dips right after them. Omoi like, yo, I ain't about to fight with y'all because I just got my ass whooped. But I'm going to let you know, this man's serious. Be careful. They head off in their separate directions. They being Konohamaru and Mugino and the Omoi, because all the other kids left after Boruto. And then we end off the episode looking at Deepa, and he looking real menacing. And once again, if you have seen my reviews on the last few episodes, which is in a video I'll leave in the description, you already know this next episode about to be lit as hell. It better be, because this one was boring. So this fight definitely got to be litty. And from the previews, like the actual preview itself, after the 165 episode ends, it looked like the animation is kicked up a little bit. So I'm actually excited. But you know what? That's going to do it for me. Episode 165 in the books. Go ahead and comment down below how you felt about the episode, and leave a like if you made it all the way to the end, because you are a real one. Subscribe if you're new. I know you're new. It's a new channel on the road to 100, technically 100K. It's better than your boy Phato. Last name Uchiha, Sasuke to go.